But when you put these together, let's read it in English. In Hebrew, it'd be Adam, Seth, Enosh, Canaan, Mahalalel, Yared, Enoch, Methuselah, Lamech, and Noah. In English, man's appointed mortal sorrow. The blessed God shall come down, teaching that his death, whose death? God's death, his death shall bring the despairing comfort or rest. Astonishing, astonishing little message tucked away in the first 10 names. A lot of implications of this, not the least of which is there's no way you'll ever convince me that a group of Jewish rabbis contrived to hide a summary of the Christian gospel in a genealogy in the Torah. No way.
Okay, let's move on. Wow, this is a tough one here. It's from someone called Jude. It says, how does one remain in faith when deep, deep grief keeps coming? When life is so hard today that just doing what is required becomes exhausting, how do I find that light again?
Oh boy. Well, you're asking the right person.
Yes.
Because in the last 3 years I've lost my wife of 60 years, spending 3 years fighting cancer, and I miss her. And several years went by where I still started and ended each day expecting to get her on the phone.
Yeah.
At least. And no sooner as I was recovering from that, I had my second son. My first son died from a stroke some years ago, but my second son, Mark, passed away. I've lost track now, a few months ago. Such glowing reports from him. The week before he died, I had him on the phone for we had a long phone call.
Yes.
Which I had the impression he was doing great. And when he passed away a day later, I was stunned because I realized that I was just naive and not in what his real condition was. And that was almost a bigger shock than the other one. It came as, I still haven't. So the question is, okay, how does one remain in faith? I don't know how you deal with that without faith. I, along the way, made some discoveries in my world that may be helpful. I discovered an attribute of God that I still to this day can't understand. The fact that the God of the universe has longings. That concept shatters me. How can the God who created everything have yearnings that are unfulfilled, that won't be fulfilled? That concept throws me. Then I also discover the thing that he yearns most for is for us to trust him.
Yes.
One of the secrets in my own life of recent vintage, I don't know how many, I have to go back some years to get, before I just appreciated this in recent years. And yet I'm convinced that the thing he yearns for is for me to trust him.
Yes.
Now you can give that labels if you like. You can call it hope, faith, those are labelings. But clearly what he desires is for me to trust him. And the ultimate thing gets tested then in faith. See, I know I'm going to see my wife again. That's not some kind of traditional aspiration. I know it as a fact. I know I'll be with my son. These are realities I can bank on.